tapestry above the bed you gave me. I still haven't washed my sheets. I still smell you in the bed you used to rest your head on. Oh, how am I supposed to see? Got a face on a demon.
Maybe it's time we think about going our separate ways. Maybe it's time we laugh about things we promised not to say. Maybe it's the weather, something in the air. Maybe it's the thing you finally did when you promised not to dare. Holy roller, Coca-Cola, pictures from a torn-up magazine, alphabet soup, letters fall through, sinking like a store-bought submarine, leaving me with most of the world unseen. Maybe it's time we make the case, pin it to the wall. Maybe I'll stop sitting by the phone waiting for your call. Maybe I'll
うわ、美味しそう。でもなんかちょっとあれやね、若干身が詰まってなさげやね。
made us laugh out loud.
This time last year, I saw you in a different light with no fear. I can't be sure. It's like a battle's going on, and I keep losing this war. Please don't cry. One day we'll know why. This is our last goodbye. I don't want you here beside me, and I don't need your heart to guide me. Don't feel your love like I used to in the past. Just say goodbye, 'cause love just doesn't last. I lay my head on a pillow that was meant for our bed. I sleep in tears, knowing all that we've been through has just turned into a couple years. Please don't cry, one day we'll know why. This is our last goodbye. I don't want you here beside me, and I don't need your heart to guide me, and I don't feel your love like I used to in the past. Just say goodbye, 'cause love just doesn't last. So goodbye. Whoa, goodbye.
お休みやったもう休み。残念、チョコレート探し。2個目のチョコレート屋さんも閉まってる。新宿？ちゃうか。
Please pay your fare when you get off. The fare box accepts credit.
ドロドロ系？
多分
整理券残念。1時半とかで3時半って言われた？やっぱ難しいな、合計は。まあ一乗寺はラーメンやからね。京都ラーメンになってしまった。一乗寺ラーメンじゃないってこと？ 何個入ってる。早っ。行くの早っ。でももう実は決めてんねん。これ。
My Santa Clara, baby, you remember the night that we discussed how we were aging out, both had bigger plans than us. Take a minute just to readjust. Kicking PBR cans that you crushed. Laps around the tennis court, trying to catch a bus. Crying in the darkness till my tear ducts start to rust. Everything that is will be what was. Kicking up a cloud of desert dust. We got way too high, begging forgiveness, altitude sickness bringing us down. Big sky, little Icarus, altitude sickness back on the ground. My little careless kid, do you remember? We almost had it right. Now I'm halfway to Connecticut. I'm fighting for my life. Cutting cables with a pocket knife. I don't wanna do it, but I will. We got way too high, begging forgiveness. Altitude sickness bringing us down.
へえ。じゃあこれにしようか。
Closer, sword from the stone. Hey, you there, cosmically close. Do you still see all the pebbles I throw from ages ago?
流れるん勝手に。え？これ梅。いいお店やったね。美味しかった。赤こんにゃく。こんにゃくな。美味しそう。生不田楽大好き。いやー、美味しそう。
Just try to remember the game you
なんか
played.
大根できた。
Yeah, we stayed out, getting high, and you're back to me. Your lips, they taste so heavenly. I can't let you get the best of me now.
But a few drinks, yeah, they might just set me free. Do you think that we share a kind of energy? Am I just too busy making memories now?